LeBron and the Lakers hosting the Timberwolves tomorrow night in the play-in game to determine the 7th seed. Lakers favored to win that one. And get this, they have the 7th best odds to win the finals, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. Shannon, you're the insider on this team. What shot do you give LeBron's Lakers of winning the West?
15%.
15%. First, I thought you said 50.
Fitting.
Okay.
They are in the play-in tournament. Skip, this is not like, because we've seen that it used to be you had to be one of the seeds. Now we see wild cards win the Super Bowl all the time.
Yep.
Eventually, one day, Skip, we're going to see a play-in team possibly win, but it's hard because it's not a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
In football, Skip, one game. Team get hot, they can take off. Man, to beat a team in a series, 4 out of 7, that's something entirely different. But they do have 2 top players in the NBA, LeBron and AD. They have great complementary pieces. I love Austin Reeves. D-Lo can shoot the 3. He's great with LeBron. He's good in the pick and roll. Sometimes they get a little careless with the basketball, Skip, and the turnovers. They can turn the ball over 3 or 4 times. They have these spells where they go 2, 3, 4 minutes and don't score the basketball. That's concerning to me because for whatever reason, we saw them against Utah a couple of nights ago. We saw them against Utah yesterday, and they couldn't put them away. They have 14-point lead. And yesterday, Skip, Utah came all the way back and ended up having the lead at one point.
Yep.
So that's concerning to me because all the teams that are in the playoffs will be better than Utah. And you don't want to put that juju out there like we can get a lead, but teams like, man, we can walk them down. Don't even worry about it. They get out there. You look at them since the trade deadline, they have the best record, 18-8, second best net rating, +4, and they've survived a lot of that without LeBron. They went about 5-6 weeks without LeBron James.
They did.
And so that showed them that we can do this. Now you throw him back in the mix. It's only been 8 games. He's getting his footing back. I like the way he closed out the regular season with a great performance yesterday. So I'm going to give him 15%. 15% chance, but Skip, what they need to do is go ahead and take care of business so they can get 2 days off before they head to Memphis.
Okay. I'm going to give them a 50%.
50?
Yep, to win the West. And I believe it will be L.A. versus Phoenix for the Western Conference Finals, and I believe Phoenix will win that in 7 games at Phoenix. It'll be a Game 7 in the Valley of the Suns. That's what will happen.
You know 50% is a lot, right?
I do. It's just the weirdest year in the West I've ever seen. I mentioned earlier in the show. I look at Denver. They have the 6th best odds to win the whole thing this year. You have the 7th best. So are you as good as Denver? Sure you are, right? How about next in line? How about Memphis? They have the 8th best odds to win it all. You have the 7th best odds. Okay, so you should be favored over Memphis, who you're going to play in the first round of the playoffs. You are a 6.5-point favorite. I said 7.5 earlier. I couldn't find my notes on this, but you're 6.5 over Minnesota. Maybe by tomorrow night it'll go to 7.5, depending on the Gobert news.
Right.
Depending how. I think there'll be a groundswell betting on the Lakers just because it feels like Minnesota's in disarray. And remember, you destroyed them at their place 10 days ago. So again, 6.5 to me seems a little low, and they'll probably go to 7.5, might go to 8. My point is the skids are greased for you to just roll right on into the playoffs and right through a Memphis team that I do respect. You know them well, but they're still young. They're still over-emotional. They're still immature in a lot of ways. And I think just on sheer savvy and experience and the firepower of AD and LeBron, you can beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Do I think it'll be easy? I do not. But do I think you could beat them? I absolutely do. You might run into, at that point, Golden State. Are you going to go Golden State or Sacramento? I'm cooling on Sacramento. I've loved them all year, but they're not playoff tested at all.
No.
And Golden State feels like it's coming together, depending on Andrew Wiggins coming back.
Right.
Will that be a big boost for them? Will that be a rocket launch for them? So if it is Golden State, could you guys get through Golden State to get to the finals? Sure you could. You just can, because you're just that good. And LeBron always plays great against those guys,
He does.
right?
Yep.
I think he enjoys beating Steph Curry because Steph's becomes like the golden man, right?
Steph enjoys beating LeBron.
He does, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we go on down the line. The Clippers, your nemesis, they have the 9th best odds to win the championship. You have the 7th best odds, okay? And I don't think you're going to have to deal with them because they're going to be gone because they're going to have to deal with goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See you later. And for me, we're talking about Russ's Clippers against KD's Suns like 2 months ago. Who knew, right?
KD's
Okay,
Clippers.
now, speaking of Russ.
Kawhi's Clippers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, so when I look at what happened to your team this year, I'm going to give you the Russ pass because it was a cloud hanging over your team that maybe hasn't hung over the Clippers just yet. But we're going to talk about this. Just wait.
Well, put it like this. All I know is our record was better without him than their record was with him. Okay. I don't know anything else. I ain't good at math.
Yeah, but you're right. Okay, so you got off to a rocky start. You start out 2-10, and I kept this list of games that I thought LeBron should have closed, and I got all the way up to 15. But there's always that hamstrung with Russell Westbrook component to this, or Russell Westbrook, or Mr. Turnover, leading the league in turnovers per 36 minutes. And I don't need to go down the litany of these games, but you remember games that you just upchucked, like that Indiana game early in the year. You're up 17 with 9 minutes to go in the fourth, and LeBron in the fourth scores 4 points. You got to get that game home. You know it, and I know it. And then there was the AD LeBron game at Sixers. AD misses the 2 late free throws. You just got to make one of them.
They should have beat the Celtics both times.
Okay, they should have beat the Celtics, and LeBron missed a 3 to tie the game in the one at here, and then he got the horrendous non-call up at Boston. And then remember the Mavericks game here? It was double overtime, and LeBron just disappeared down the stretch. In the fourth quarter and the 2 overtimes, he went 2 of 11, 0 for 5 from 3, and he scored 2 points in each of the overtimes. Okay, it's just one thing after another. The 76ers game here, he missed a 3 to tie. And then on passing Kareem night, remember AD was upset. We lost to the Thunder. Yeah. The Thunder are way better. They're coming. Are they going to be good enough to beat Jens Pels? I don't think they will.
Yeah.
They will not. You really? You want to put some dew on that? Huh?
I got SGA.
Do you really? Do you want a case?
Yep.
Okay, I got the home team for a case.
It don't matter, home team. You go home. See, guess what? You won't have to travel that far because you're already home. Just get in your car and leave.
Home team favored by 5.
That's okay. Give me the 5 then.
No.
Yeah.
You took it.
Thank you. You scared.
I'm not scared. I'm smart. Okay, so all these games that you lost to the Thunder on passing Kareem night, 133 to 130. Well, the focus is on LeBron passing Kareem. I got it.
Yeah.
Remember what LeBron said a couple of nights ago? He said, it feels like we played 4 or 5 seasons in one. I agree. It's like, wait a second, you had the Russell Westbrook part of the season, then you had the passing Kareem that launched on December 30th through February 7th, and then you had the trade deadline, and everything got better.
Right.
You added all these nice pieces that fit. I still say Rob Pelinka should be the executive of the year. And you added another piece yesterday. I've always liked Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
Again, he's 32 years of age. He hasn't had like a big credible season since the 2020 season, but he bounced around last year to 3 teams and averaged 6 and 5. He knows LeBron.
Right.
He fits with LeBron.
Yeah.
He vibes off LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron likes him. And you know what? Can Tristan come in and give you, I don't know, 10 minutes a game?
Yeah.
Where he'll play his tail off?
Can he give you the one thing that he did in Cleveland, Skip, is that he always gave him a couple of extra possessions.
He did.
Because he can get some offensive.
He'll scratch, he'll claw.
And you know, in the postseason, sometimes those extra
I
possessions.
agree.
Because we've seen that's what Kevon Looney does. He gives the Warriors a couple of extra possessions, and now it ends up in a 3 in Steph, Poole, or Clay's hand.
Tristan reminds me of Kevon in their attack mode, the way they come in and they just play their tails off.
They just do their job. That's it.
And they work at it.
Yep.
They fight for it. Okay, so you added a key piece. Again, he might play 10 minutes a night. It's like an if necessary, said Darvin Ham. He's a good guy. He'll fit. He's not going to make waves.
Right.
Okay, so what's not to like about this team except will Anthony be on or off? Will the switch be flipped on or flipped off?
Yeah, if he gives them, Skip, if he gives them what he normally gives them. I mean, even if he gives them his average, what's he averaging? 26 and 12, 26 and 13? Can you give us that on a nightly basis? And on some nights, we might need 35 and 18.
Okay.
Can you give us that? But, Skip, we can't have no 8-9. Skip, we can't have no 17-11. I'm sorry. Not in the postseason.
No, you cannot. What if the switch gets flipped, which I think it will going forward? You're as good as anybody.
Well, if you tell me he's going to play like he played against Minnesota or when he plays against Giannis or Joel Embiid, I'll say, okay, well, Skip, I'm going to bump mine up to 70%.
Okay.
But what if I haven't seen enough of that? I haven't seen it.
Okay. I even like your new depth of this team. I like the way this team plays defense because right now, since the trade deadline, you're playing the best defense in the Western Conference.
Right.
What's not to love about that?
Right.
Is your depth a little better than, say, the Suns' depth? It's close.
Close.
A lot of people don't like the Suns' depth, but I like Terrence Ross. I like Warren.
Right.
I like Campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Landry Shamet.
Yeah.
I think they have guys who know how to play.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Okay.
But see, Skip, you remember the other night, AD got outplayed by Zubats. Skip, you can't get outplayed by Zubats.
Okay. But AD feeds off LeBron, and LeBron just came out flat because they were back-to-back off the Utah game in which LeBron had to redeem himself in the overtime and play the extra 5 minutes.
Right.
But then he flipped his switch at halftime, but AD did not come along. Well, he didn't really need to come along.
Well, because the thing was, Skip, is that LeBron is trying to get AD going because he knows, like, man, these legs just don't have it in them right now.
Correct.
So I'm going to try to get AD going. So he needed AD to carry him until he got his win.
Yep. I got it. But I do like your team way more than you like your team.
15. I'm still at 15.
Okay. All right. 5-0, 50%.
It is an interesting twist, isn't it? I don't know, Skip. Do you think Shannon's borrowing a page from your playbook and trying to reverse jinx?
What I do?
I think he's poor-mouthing.
No. All I'm saying, Skip.
You're like a college football coach.
I mean, I was
you
kind
don't have no chance here.
We got no chance. I looked at the score. I saw the Seagulls up by 12. I said, oh, Jen doing cartwheels in the arena right now.
She was.
And now
I was a very happy camper in the first half. And then, all right.